Hey guys, welcome to the Hope That Heals You with me, Marie Nazria, where I talk about all different kinds of things. Today I want to talk about expectations. Expectations can be a very dangerous thing, but it can also be a great thing. It's a great thing because you set intentions, things that you want, things that are important to you in your value system, and you try to achieve those goals or keep the level of your goals at that place. However, sometimes expectations can really work against you. So this whole podcast is about really being realistic about what your expectations are. If your expectations are too high, you're going to be disappointed. And the whole point is to not be disappointed. So sometimes it really works against us to have high expectations or unrealistic expectations about things. For example, I used to have an idea of all these things that I, thought I needed, thought I wanted, thought I had to have in order to have a certain kind of life or certain kind of lifestyle. And as I started peeling back those expectations, I realized where they're rooted from. They're rooted from other people, society, social norms, etc., family beliefs, traditions. And I had to really sit with all that stuff and decide what actually makes me happy. What do I actually want? Maybe I have expectations that I didn't even know I had. So I started kind of listing them. And sometimes our expectations aren't met either. And that's okay. But it's also okay to tell the people that we love, hey, I really didn't appreciate this because my expectations were that, and be heard and hear them back. We're not always going to have what we want. And that's very important. And it is deeply and highly connected to the concept of expectations. So I invite you to sit with your expectations, how realistic they are. For example, I was watching something and this woman was like, I want 3 kids. And she literally almost got divorced because her and her husband were fighting about the number of children she wanted. And with my life experience, I wasn't able to have children. So I thought, wow, that's a really big expectation to have. I want 3 children. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing to want. But what if you can't have any children? What if you can only have 1 child? Is your life not going to be as amazing as you projected it to be or want it to be? So be careful with expectations. You have to really be mindful of what you want in your life versus what you need in your life. And from watching this experience from the outside, I really thought, wow, you have an amazing man by your side and he wants children, maybe 1 or 2. Why don't you try that on? Why don't you see what that means, what that looks like? That's just an example of an expectation that I think can, doesn't have to be such a hard number, such a strong thing, because you can lose a lot by having these expectations. So really sit with yourself, figure out what you really need versus what you want. Set your expectations, but not too high. Some people have very low expectations and they sell themselves very short. And I don't agree with that either. But some people have very irrational, very high expectations of their partner, etc. And, we can't have the relationships we want a la carte. You can't just tailor pick everything that you want and expect people to give it to you, including yourself to an extent. That's probably the one relationship you have the most control of. So if you have really high expectations, like I believe I have high expectations of myself, but they are also not hindering me, hurting me, affecting me in a negative way. That's when I know that my expectations are too high. So be mindful of it. Think about it. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you just want to talk about it. Thank you so much. Wishing you a beautiful day.